أهلا وسهلا بكم في المركز البيئي الواحد العين. أنتم الآن في إحدى أقدم الواحات مقبولة لأكثر من 7000 سنة، حيث تقومون بزيارة ومعرفة كل الواحات.
고양이가 길 안내해 주는 거지. 아빠 우리 고양이 따라가면 되지? 길 안내해 준다.
Oasis map. Journey through the aligned sites to learn about the origins of the oasis and its role as a symbol of human ability to transform hostile locations into habitable and resourceful places. A line tells the story of how humans overcame these difficulties. Discover the creativity of ancient communities in a line as they change from a wandering nomadic lifestyle to a stable one. Farming the desert, irrigating fertile oases, organizing and administering water rights, growing food and storing surpluses. A line became an established and important crossroads along the trade routes linking the ancient cultures of the region, Mesopotamia, Persia and the Indus Valley. In this desert wilderness context, a line teaches us a profound lesson about how an oasis can give a wealth of knowledge and experience to help the human race find a new way forward. This can help the survival of humankind on Earth today and in the future when we have to face the harsh conditions of other planets. Garden system. In an oasis, the gardens are on a lower level than the surrounding landscape. This helps irrigation because the water descends by gravity. The oasis area gardens are in small depressions, each with an elevated path on the surrounding raised bank, which protects the gardens and its crops. This protection is then reinforced with walls. The garden is always protected, built up, surrounded by a wall, and the final protection level is supplied by the palm leaf canopy. The garden is built like a capsule, an enclosed ecosystem. Fertilization. Palms are dioecious plants, meaning that each one is either male or female. Dates grow on female plants, which most of the palm trees in the oasis are. Each farmer keeps a male palm in order to artificially pollinate the females, as spontaneous pollination in the desert is very rare. The farmer picks the pollen-bearing flowering stem, called the inflorescence, from the male palm, climbs up the trunks of the female palms and pollinates them. This takes place at a particular time of the year, and the ritual becomes a nature fertility celebration. Sharia and the Falaj system. Falaj systems in a line were of two types. One tapped water from mother wells sank down to the water table, and the other, known as Khaakal, ran surface water from seasonal streams. Once the water reached the oasis, it was distributed to the various owners of arable land through the Sharia, the division system, in accordance with a complex water allocation plan. An advanced administrative system was needed, and this sustained the social system, allowing the community structure to exist and continue.
Okay, sir, 5 minutes, you can see the water irrigation.
물에서 냄새가 나?
물 깨끗해?
아니 더러워.
Excuse me. Excuse me. 드디어 저 엄마랑 한 찍자.
Palms are dioecious plants, meaning that each one is either male or female. Dates grow on female plants, which most of the palm trees in the oasis are. Each farmer keeps a male palm in order to artificially pollinate the females, as spontaneous pollination in the desert is very rare. The farmer picks the pollen-bearing flowering stem, called the inflorescence, from the male palm, climbs up the trunks of the female palms and pollinates them. This takes place at a particular time of the year, and the ritual becomes a nature fertility celebration. Irrigation. Water is the most important part of the garden, and irrigation is the most important feature in an oasis. With gravity, water flows to the surface through underground channels from higher ground and reaches every palm grove, where it is deviated by barriers that make it flow to each corner of the land. Fields have a precise geometry defined by the flow of water that descends and irrigates the crops. It is distributed along channels through large and important barriers, or through barriers prepared by the farmer as necessary. For the farmer, al-Bayedah, irrigation is a daily ritual. Date production. Al-Ain dates come in varieties of reds and yellows. Qualities depend on the harvesting season. There are fresh dates, while others are harder or drier and almost dehydrated. As a fundamental staple in nomadic caravans, the date has extraordinary qualities because palm trees concentrate minerals such as potassium, sulfur, phosphorus, iron, sodium, magnesium, and zinc in the fruit. It is highly nutritious as it contains vitamins A, D, C, E, fatty acids, sugars, and proteins. Some species are almost completely without sugar and are therefore useful in diabetic diets. Workflow. People gathered at the Sharia every morning and, after dawn prayers at the mosque, went off to work until 10 to 11 a.m. in the palm groves. Then they sat close to the Sharia and the mosque, eating and helping each other produce everyday articles from the palm tree. In the afternoon, help was voluntarily given to people in need to build a house, for example, and in return, the receiver of help would invite them to dinner. In winter, they cultivated wheat and vegetables and took care of palm trees. In spring, wheat was harvested. In summer, palms were pollinated and fresh dates as well as fruits were gathered. In autumn, they prepared the land and stored the dates. Irrigation of the oasis avoids this problem, and salt is washed away by the flow of water. The plants help too, as the sun-loving palm trees, other types of food crops, like to absorb salt from the ground, reducing salinization. Fertilization is achieved naturally and without chemicals, helping to keep the soil organically fertile. Dried out parts of palm trees are burned on the ground and they become natural fertilizer. Indigenous birds are the black woodlark, the house sparrow, the grey crackling, the white-cheeked bulbul, the rose-ringed parakeet, the hoopoe, and the desert eagle dove. A recent bird is the monarch, the main migratory birds, the European greenfinch, and the black-chinned parakeet. Three-tiered agriculture. In an oasis garden, each plant cares for the others, creating an ecological situation called three-tiered agriculture. At the top tier, egg palms shade the other plants, protecting them from sandstorms, attracting moisture and producing dry matter that becomes fertilizer. In the middle tier, there are fruit trees, usually citrus fruits, mangoes, figs, mulberries, bananas, pomegranates, and grapes. At the lowest level tier, there are cereals and vegetables for daily food, such as pumpkins, carrots, tomatoes, cucumbers, and, on the outer edge where it can get more sun, wheat. Traditions. The wedding. A line is rich in outstanding traditions. One of the most joyful is represented by a wedding, during which the Dan and Ayala traditional dances are performed. Dan combines singing and dancing, where women and men are standing in opposing rows. On the week of the wedding, the bride is covered daily with indigo dye and tongue. Every day during this week, meals are offered to her family by neighbours. The bride is adorned with henna the day before and washed in the Sharia on her wedding day, where a hairdresser or the midwife combs her hair. On the wedding morning, the bride's dowry is put on show for all to see. Lunch is then offered, after which the celebrations begin. Oasis microclimate. Temperatures in the desert are very high, reaching 50 degrees Celsius, and there are severe temperature fluctuations. An oasis, however, creates its own more moderate and balanced microclimate, with lower and steadier temperatures, and with a much higher humidity level. Desert air can have just 0.5% humidity, whereas a human prefers about 70% humidity. This oasis ecological system, where humidity can reach 80 to 85%, is created in the palm grove, with moisture naturally evaporating from plants, irrigation systems, and foliage channels. Moisture is not lost, but is absorbed by plant leaves. architecture. Dwellings are for living and resting and are separate from the gardens where the work is done. Buildings are sometimes fortified or have the vernacular character of traditional buildings. They could also be temporary structures made from interwoven palm fronds and leaves, arish. Villages grew and clustered near the palm grove, with the protecting perimeter walls, often made of mud bricks, extending into it. Housing materials were bricks and mortar, made from mud and palm trees, the trunks of which were used as plaster roofing, palm fronds and leaves to make the pavement, and woven palm leaves for floor mats. Commercial exchange. The existence of this location, its life, and the presence of humans is due solely to the palm grove. Its products are not only consumed locally, but are also marketed. Dates have always been sold to nomads and to coastal peoples in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. It is a staple food both for long desert journeys and for pearl divers. Other vegetables were also traded for products supplied by nomadic herders, such as camel milk, meat,